Yo, girls and guys. Welcome back to Planet Earth. Welcome back to Mikey Mike's Final Fantasy IX playthrough. So I got a lot to talk about. It's going to be the big commentary for the past couple of months. This will be the big one. The one you've all been waiting for. Thought this Final Fantasy IX title sequence was a nice backdrop for my return to the game, my fated return to the game. I had a fated return to Super Metroid after a hiatus for a year. Hiatus? I can't say that word when I'm stringing together words. And that was super fun. Super Metroid was super fun. Duper fun, actually. It was good. I'm still not done with that game, but I am going to take a break from it, kind of like I did with Link to the Past. Just kind of, when I know I'm getting, not burnout, I could definitely go farther before I burned out on the game, but it's more like, I experienced a good chunk of the speedrun journey already, so it's it feels like if I rush through the next chunk, it's I'll basically be at the point where the game's not fun anymore, you know? Anyways, that's a little bit about Super Metroid. So yeah, I kind of got a slap in the face when I was thinking about Final Fantasy IX lately, and I'll explain that too, but I kind of got a slap in the face when I went on my channel today and I looked at I was trying to see when I played this game last. And I guess it was 2 years ago. It was just about 2 years ago. And I was like, fuck, man, I just lost a whole year. Because I was pretty sure that it was last year that I played this game. I might have been able to figure out if I thought about it, but I was just assuming it was last summer that I played the game. And that's the first time ever in my life where I just completely lost track of time, you know? And I don't really like that. I know it's something that happens a little bit more as you get older, but it's also that's not okay, you know what I mean? Being a whole year off and feeling like I lost a year, basically, you know what I mean? That's how it felt. So that was kind of a slap in the face, a wake-up call. And I'm going to use that to my advantage to, accelerate myself and to move a little bit faster than I usually do in life with some things that matter to me, that are important and everything. So yeah, that's a little bit of my introduction back into the game and everything. It was just surprising to me, I looked at the video and I was like, shit, I've been doing this for a while, making these YouTube videos and stuff, because I think back then I wasn't swearing very much. I watched a little bit of the video to try to remember where I was in this game. And then I noticed that me back then was I was talking about how I was happy that I was swearing less, and it kind of reminded me of those times back then when I was taking a long break from Halo and just trying to live a more positive and happy life for myself. And it felt good back then. I have good memories of those days, waking up, eating breakfast, playing Final Fantasy IX, going for a nice walk, and doing some yoga and stuff. Playing some fun little games like Shantae and stuff. It was just good times, and that's kind of why I'm back here now. I haven't done a commentary in a long time. I'm a little bit rusty at this crap. I haven't really done it much in the last commentaries in this whole year, actually. Honestly. This game is, I always talked about it in my first batch of episodes up to this point, but this game I always as much as I love Final Fantasy VII, this game gets me more in the feels, you know what I mean? I bet there's a lot of people who feel like that about Final Fantasy VIII and Final Fantasy IX. You could argue they're a little bit sappy, or you could also argue You know, if you fall for the sappiness, it's not really sappiness anymore, you know what I mean? It's more just like a good love story and a good romantic adventure sort of idea, you know what I mean? Like, even look at the... Like, you could tell the developer was trying to connect with people's souls just by looking at these little title screens with the nice art and the little piece of that character's story getting put back into your head and reminding you, you know, what this story was about and how it relates to your life and you being a human, on, you know what I mean? What's your place in the world and everything. It's just this interesting feeling. You don't really get that as much in, say, Final Fantasy VI or Final Fantasy VII. Not that those aren't cool games with their own, like, very fantasy-esque, you know what I mean? You don't touch on morals as much, stuff like that. Not quite as romantic. It's more, like I said, fantasy-oriented. And then you could argue something like 8, 9, and 10 are more like a little bit more. That's when they started going like more romantic and very like story driven and very there's like a moral dilemma for a lot of the characters, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Not that that stuff isn't in any other games or anything. It's just I feel like there's a stark contrast. Like that was apparent to me even when I was a kid, and I never even finished this game. I already knew, for some reason, when I was young, that this game would mean a lot to me for some reason, you know what I mean? Because it reminds me of one of my young friends that also played this game when we were in elementary school or whatever, middle school. It reminds me of when I was young and I felt like I had nothing to do, and then this game came around and it just made one of my summers or something. Like, I don't remember when I played it, but it made a time in my life great, you know? I think I played a lot of Final Fantasy VII as a kid, but I kept getting like stuck at points, or like I would get stuck at disc 3, like I didn't want to go into the North Crater for some reason. Yeah, so unfortunately I lost my save file. I might have saved over it, or I might have deleted my emulator in the last 2 years or whatever. But it's okay, because I got a save file that's like right where I was, and it shouldn't be too much different than what I had going on. It's probably over leveled compared to what I was. I was trying to like not level up my characters, but it's whatever. We could just run away from some battles if it's too much like that. Yeah, we got some good food coming. I'm gonna cook a bunch of good meals. Should be fun. Hopefully my family doesn't go fucking crazy before then. What else? My life has changed a lot since then. I remember back 2 years ago, I was a lot more invested in like my old friendships and my old romances than I am now. Like, I still care about those things, obviously, but I just feel like with time, like, as you become an adult, you just, like, inevitably are forced to grow up, and childish dumb bullshit like that that's holding you back just falls to the wayside, you know? Like, on a daily basis, now compared to 2 years ago, like, I don't really give a fuck about, or I don't mean to swear, but I don't really care about old relationships and everything. Like, I still cherish the memories and everything, honor the old love, but I'm not gonna be like stopping my life for the rest of my life anymore because of it, you know? So that's one good change. My life's still not perfect. I probably didn't fix all the problems in my life that I used to talk about, but I have fixed a lot of things and gotten better at a lot of things. My relationship with food is a lot better than it's ever been in my life. The last 2 years, I don't feel like food has ever really been a weakness for me. Now I gotta get back on my yoga mat though. That's the only new problem that I've been facing. But I have faith that I'll be back on the yoga mat and share that journey again with everybody and stuff. I'm not worried about that. Just has been a little bit too long since I've been like devoted to it, you know. That's all. The fire is still burned strong in me for that. I might go get a cup of water during this, but besides that, I'll be here. The only dependable thing. I'm totally fucking Amarant. I forgot his name now. Amarant? Yeah, I think that's what it is. I try to like picture like what character I would be, but I'm kind of like all of the sadder ones. Like, not that but I'm also like Zidane, I feel like. Or hit the virtue one. I'm like all of the sad ones and Zidane. If only I was mostly the virtue one. What else? I almost wish there was more to these title sequences, like an alternate one, because they're pretty cool, actually. I really hope they do something with this game that's not just more fucking Final Fantasy VII Remake bullshit, you know? I'm not saying it's bad, and I do think they're gonna move it into a better direction as the years go on. I just feel like there was so many misses with Final Fantasy VII Remake that I just really don't want to see more of that, you know? Like, you could argue that the battle system in Kingdom Hearts 2 is better than the majority of the battles in like, just the battles, not the graphics and everything surrounding it. Like, there's a lot of great stuff about Final Fantasy VII Remake, but you know what I mean? Like, certain things about the battle system are just, like, very simple and not very interesting to get into. And, like, wash, rinse, repeat. Almost feels like you're auto-battling some things. And then there's, like, random difficulty spikes that are kind of annoying. And you don't really even know how to handle them. Because there's not that many RPG elements in that game. Like, you don't go around and level up your characters a bunch extra or anything like that. Like, you can, but it doesn't really incentivize it. There's not really many areas to visit. You know what I mean? And I feel like all those things are going to be different about the second Final Fantasy VII Remake game. I mean, I shouldn't even say feel like. Like, it's almost like a guarantee that a lot of those things are different. Yeah, so I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm going to be fucking worn out by my voice is probably going to be shot by the end of this, but I do have to get back into commentaries a little bit because I'm making a lot of changes in my life and I'm happy with where things are going. I just got to lock it in, you know, be held accountable and get a little bit of wind beneath my wings or whatever from other people and from momentum that I build for myself and stuff like that. Positive changes that I want to, like, have a ripple effect that helps other areas of my life where I may have been struggling, stuff like that. I don't know if I'm going to commentate every episode of the rest of this, but I will try to at least, like, be there for the big parts of the game, you know, like the ending and a couple of the last episodes at least. I think I originally promised to, like, commentate this whole series, but whatever. I feel like this series, for me, is, like, one of those sleeper gems. Like, nobody watched it yet, but someday, like, somebody who enjoys my videos, but also really wants to watch Final Fantasy IX is gonna, like, really like these commentaries. I feel like I did a good job of showing my more genuine side. Not maybe, like, my rage-filled Halo side, or, like, my upset adult side. Or not like my broken-hearted side or anything like that. I feel like I used my time when I was playing this game wisely, and I, like, tried to use it to help me grow up and get over some of my bullshit, you know? Oh, fuck. I waited too long and my monitor shut off. I didn't even know it would do that. That kind of sucks. I think we're still recording, so hopefully I don't like lose this whole recording. I might even like split it up into short episodes just to until I get used to recording on this emulator again. I guess I'm gonna have to move this around once in a while or something. I didn't even think I had that setting on. Yeah, this older PlayStation emulators are so frustrating. I almost want to buy this game on Steam. So what else are we talking about? Had a lot of weird ups and downs with the family in the last few years. It's just like sometimes we work together and things go well, and other times for no reason nobody wants to work together. It's really, but it's a very similar story for a lot of people. So that's kind of just the long and the short of it, I guess. Of I don't want to bore you guys to death with my family drama or any boring shit like that, but that's been part of the reason why I haven't really been on YouTube quite as much and making videos and not playing video games quite as much. Handling fucking family bullshit. Trying to move things in a better direction for everyone. Work on businesses, work on future skills, work on healthier eating and healthier habits and treating each other better, keeping the house cleaner, etc., etc. It's tough when, like, the other people who act like they're gonna have your back, like, actively separate themselves from you. Like, I feel like you're just naturally, even if you do love that person and you have a great history with them, like, when someone naturally separates themselves from you, whether they're doing it consciously or they're just doing it out of necessity or they're doing it for whatever reason, maybe they secretly don't like you, I don't fucking know. But whenever people start doing that, like, if you're even somewhat aware, like, that shit fucking kills the relationship. Like, people start to hate each other who don't even, like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't even seem like the kind of people who would hate each other. Like, that's what I've noticed. Like, that'll happen with siblings, that'll happen with partners, that'll happen with friends. There's, like, a hate that gets built up out of nowhere on both ends, whether anyone's, like, a man and woman enough to admit it or not, you know, adult enough to admit it. I can fucking sense that shit. I can sense when it's my fault, and I can sense when I'm getting bad vibes from other people who, like, shouldn't be really, you know what I mean? It's like I sacrifice a lot for them, and sometimes they don't even seem to appreciate it, you know? But that's kind of been some of the stuff I've been working through. Like, if I had to give you a little emotional story for my, like, what the troubles have been, but nothing too bad, really. Other than that, though, pretty good. I mean, there were some bad instances that were completely not my fault, and I'm just hoping that when I turn into an old bag that I don't fucking ruin people's day, you know what I mean? That's basically all I'm trying to do now. I think anyone who has to deal with their parents or has to deal with older people inevitably they either fucking give up and they become that fucking cranky old bag, or they are somebody who's determined to be a good person in their life, you know what I mean? And they fight for it. I'm not saying it's always the older person's fault, I'm just saying. A lot of them let shit get really cranky and really out of touch and really dark for no reason. And that's very frustrating to deal with. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and complain about Halo. I made a whole video about why I'm taking a long break from serious Halo again, and that video will be up on my channel at some point, probably hidden away I don't really want people to watch it because it's very offensive. I'm not trying to get flagged on YouTube or some shit. Just for that small subsect of fans that really want to get the nitty gritty truth, or my haters who want to hear me complain, whatever. Whoever watches those videos. For some reason, those videos where I complain about the Halo community, I always get a bunch of fucking views. Like, what are you people, fucking drama hungry motherfucking leeches? What is going on? For some reason, water just fucking slaps when you're so thirsty. I don't understand. When I was a kid, there would be so many times where I just fucking hated water. I guess we're swearing again, sorry. Now it's just like, I always know that there's gonna be moments where I'm so thirsty, and I actually like look forward to drinking water. It's really weird. I know that's probably like normal, but for me that's like a good thing. Crap, there's so many things to talk about. Like, I'm not gonna remember everything that I like have on this mental list in my head that I'm going through. These are all things that I've been thinking about for the last month, and especially the last week, 2 weeks or so, that I just wanted to get out in a commentary so I can like clear the air and really empty out my mind and get back into my life, you know? I feel like that's one of the reasons I haven't been doing yoga, is because it's not because I don't have the energy or the ambition to do it, because over the last 10 years I've built up like a very strong ambition and energy to do that stuff. It's just, it's something about feeling stuck in my head that makes me feel like I either just numb myself out with food and video games and like simple shit like walks and entertainment and learning and research, and that's about it. Or if I don't do that, I worry too much or do bad stuff because I'm worrying too much, like do negative things or like sinful things, you know? I better press buttons before my fucking monitor turns up. As these commentaries go along, I know I'll be better about the swearing. I just, let me vent for a few episodes and I'll be back to like the more child-friendly persona I was trying to work on 2 years ago. It hurts me when I have to say 2 years ago for some reason, because I really thought it was last year that I was playing Final Fantasy 9. It's crazy to me. I'm like trying to think like where'd all the time go? Like what was I doing that ate up so much time? Like I remember Link to the Past took up a lot of time. I took that game seriously. But I don't remember what else. I played some fighting games in 2022. Yeah, and the other idea, or the other thing I wanted to touch on was like, I'm trying to figure out like why I stopped playing this game. Like, I'm glad I get to play it now, but I even said the same words back then 2 years ago. I always wondered why I stopped playing the game, and I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't finish it because I get to play it now. So I'm trying to like figure out like what happened in my heart, like what happened in my mind, like what happened that stopped me from playing that game and playing Shantae and playing Final Fantasy V and playing those games I was playing the summer of 2021, I guess it was. I know I like got into Rivals of Aether and stuff, and there's a lot of interesting things. A lot of like Metroidvanias. I know there was like the Steam summer sale, and there was a lot of games I was getting throughout summer. There was like Moon Scars. I think that was last year actually. See, I don't even remember the year very well. But I know I've been playing a lot of Steam games and stuff, and probably was playing a lot of Halo back then. I dabbled in Fortnite at one point. Again, just to like see what it was like again. And actually, there's a part of me that's really good at Fortnite still and loves that shit, but I'm kind of saving my like PC skills for like another new, you know what I mean? Like, if there was a Fortnite 2 that came out, I guarantee it would be like a big part of my channel for a while. I'd take it extremely seriously, and it would be fun. But if there's like another game that does it for me like that, I'm sure there's going to be a good shooting game or something like that eventually. I'll do the same thing. I'll take it extremely seriously, do aim training, and like play it basically like a pro would play, except without trying to be a pro, you know. That's how I enjoy playing my shooting game. I don't know why. Other games I really don't give a fuck if I'm the best or not, you know. I like to be good, but I don't really care if I'm the best. For some reason with Halo, that kind of sparked me. And I always had like a natural gift for it, so I kind of just went with it, and it worked out. Yeah, I got a lot of Halo clips recently. Kilimanjaro, I talked about this in a Halo video that's gonna be up sometime in the next few months. But yeah, I got a lot of Kilimanjaros and Killtrocities and Killtaculars and hella overkills, so pretty happy with the clips I got this year on Halo for not trying that hard. And there will be some, at least like 2 to 3 massive fucking montages from gameplay from like 2017 all the way to now. And probably more clips eventually, but there will be at least 2 massive montages coming out within the next year or two, so be hyped up for those. I'm going to put a lot of work into those. Basically going to use those as like my springboard back into editing videos for people on YouTube and stuff like that, and for my own montages and stuff. Already got some people's clips edited, and I already got some parts of montages worked on, and I got a hard drive with some completed montages that's corrupted, and maybe I can recover those one day, I don't know. If not, it's whatever. I can remake some of them and start fresh and stuff. It doesn't really matter that much. As long as I don't lose my newest batch from the last 6 years, I don't really care that much. I do miss some of my old clips, and I'm mad that they're kind of gone unless I go find them all on my old Xbox 360 hard drive that I don't even know if it works anymore. It's a big fucking sham. It's gonna be a bitch. Been really fun on the PS5. I haven't played in a couple weeks, but when I was playing a couple weeks ago, it was damn good. I only stopped because I started playing Super Metroid and Fire Emblem a lot, so I will be back to PS5 very soon. I was very impressed with Nier Automata. Having a good time at Bloodborne. It's basically everything I wanted it to be. A lot of fun areas and secrets to visit, and it's really cool. Especially for how older it is now. It's weird to think of that game as old, but I guess that's how it is now. And a lot of games we'll be diving into very soon. I'm kind of getting that like fire from 2 years ago when I really hit it off on this channel. I'm kind of getting that vibe again. So I feel like this winter is going to be like banging. Like you're going to see so much content. You'll probably see Japanese learning videos. I might make a new channel. We'll see. Or I might put it on this channel and then like also put them on another channel eventually. You know, like start them on this channel, like start Japanese tutorials and stuff like that. Like learn Japanese with Mike or whatever. Learn Japanese with MK, whatever you want to call it. So we're gonna do a lot of stuff. I'm not sure how deep I'm gonna go with every one of these areas, but at the bare minimum, before the year's over, we're gonna have some ROM hack videos for Super Metroid. We're gonna have some Japanese videos, at least talking about it at the bare minimum, if not like full on learn with me type shit. A lot of video games, obviously. What's it called? Lords of the Fall. A lot of games. I'm still praying that Silk Song is coming out this year. Pretty upset about that. Hopefully the game will be good. somebody yesterday, and a lot of people say this, a lot of people think Hollow Knight is overrated, and I don't understand why they would say that. Like, they must get butthurt when a game is popular or something, but... I mean, I guess I do that with some games, like, I think Call of Duty is fucking trash. I don't know why people like that. I think, Rocket League is fucking trash. I mean, it's fun if you're just playing it casually for, like, the first, I bet, 10 to 30 hours, but I don't see why you would play after that. It's trash. Be like playing Smash Bros. Melee for over 20,000 hours or something. Like, nah. I'd rather play that game somewhere between 1,000 and 5,000 hours, because that's where it's the funnest, to be honest. That's where it destroys your hands the least. To be real talk, though, and it's not like you get that much better after more hours on that game and other fighting games like that. There is very much a skill ceiling that people like to imagine that doesn't exist or something, but it actually really, really does. Same thing on Halo. No one's really gonna break. You're never really gonna see gameplay that just far outclasses what we've been doing in the last 5 years. You know what I mean? Me and the other good players, and mostly me. So there's a lot of things I've been thinking about. I'll be touching on these like very sporadically, just trying to touch on as many titties as I can, as many things as I can. It's like your brain, like you're just talking to people forever, and then randomly your brain just like goes full stupid mode. You just like submit to it too, like you don't even try to pretend like you know what you're gonna say. I'm not as smart as I like to portray. Yeah, pretty sad I lost my save file for this, but I should have treasured it more. That's my fault. And it was really weird that I played Final Fantasy VII again. I remember like playing that like again. It's weird how a year changes you as well. Like you don't notice it, but then when you look back, you're like, why does it feel like that last year was super long sometimes? And you know, and you think of it in other contexts, and then it feels like it just flew by. It's just really weird. Like almost like you're connected to some days of your past more with a stronger connection or something. I don't know how you could explain that, you know. It's just really weird. Yeah, want to get back into Tears of the Kingdom for sure. It's going to be a really good winter of games. I feel like I fixed some things about myself this summer, so... Or this last summer, I guess. It still kind of feels like summer. I always like to enjoy September as like a transition month. I don't, you know, I'm not exactly even sure when the fuck fall starts, but I like to feel like September is like my transition month, you know? Going from that like very active summertime feel to that like passive, introspective wintertime feel, if that makes sense. And I like to take a lot of walks in September and October and like get myself prepared for the long winter and stuff like that. What else? Yeah, so getting back to this game. So we're not going to play much in this episode, if you can't tell. I didn't know I was going to have to talk this much. I knew I'd be talking for a while, but this, if I let this go on, I could be talking for like 4 hours, and I really can't do that right now. My voice isn't that strong. I've been screaming at people on Halo over the last 5 days. No cap. like nerd laugh that comes out when you say something fucking nerdy as shit. The like Seth Rogen laugh. Dan Fellons, if you know my cousin. The Dan Fellons laugh, I call it. Nobody listens to me when I say funny things, so I just don't talk to my family because they don't... I feel like they don't appreciate how funny I am. Well, actually, I think my dad listens to me good though. I will give he definitely gets the most credit. My dad is the best listener of the group. I don't think he's ever interrupted me once in my entire life. And it might seem like I'm someone who talks a lot, like because you like watch my videos or something, but I don't talk that much. I'm actually usually a listener. I'm more of a quiet person who listens. So you might get the wrong impression just because I like to make commentaries and stuff. I also wanted to touch on how it feels good to be kind of like one of my idols, SSOH PKC. He hasn't been on YouTube in a couple years, and I miss the heck out of that guy's videos, but and a lot of people do, but I'm not really a fanboy for any other YouTuber like I am with him, but maybe Maximilian is the only other guy. But I just feel like there's a little piece of him that is alive in me, you know what I mean? It sounds weird and creepy if you want to go that route, but I feel like part of the reason I do this is because back in the day when I was younger and I used to eat my pepper turkey sandwiches and get home from like a long day at school or college or work or something, and I would flick on one of his Mario videos or something, and that shit was just a fucking vibe, like almost like having sex your first time. Like there was something magical about the way he was on YouTube and the way he treats people through his commentaries and the way he entertains people with his own inner dialogue and stuff like that. I'm sure a lot of people would attest to that with some of their favorite YouTubers and stuff. But, anyways, I just thought this series always felt, this was like my breakouts. I know there's like not any views on my Final Fantasy IX videos, but that's probably because people haven't given them a chance. But I feel like for me, it was like the first commentaries where I really felt like I was doing it right. You know what I mean? Like I was giving a lot of my life story. I was engaging with the game. I was comparing the game's romantic stories to my romantic stories in life. I was talking about my childhood history with the game and how I played parts of it and still had mysteries to uncover. And you know what I mean? There was just something special about it. And it reminded me of almost like I was SSOH PKC for a little bit. I don't know. I know that's like corny and cheesy as fuck, and sappy as fuck, but that's just how it is sometimes. So anyways, I really don't have the voice for this right now, but I'm just going to power through it for the next hour or however long I'm going to be talking. I'm going to play for a little bit, but I'm not going to promise much on this first episode, but I'm not going to stop. I won't stop until I at least beat this disc, you know. So some of the reasons why I'm getting back into this game now, so Zeal has been doing runs of this game, so I kind of wanted to like get a taste of this game again, like get in the zone so that when I watch his speedruns, like it's more interesting. Kind of like how I started enjoying watching Super Metroid speedruns while I started learning how to do the speedrun myself. I don't know. Just like coincides with each other, and it's very entertaining for some reason. So that was one of the reasons. Sea of Stars came out, and that's kind of got me in like the RPG vibes. I haven't played that game yet, but I'm about to. Most likely today I'm going to play some. That kind of got me in the RPG vibes. I've also been a little nostalgic lately in the last few weeks, more so than the last few months, the last few weeks. I've been nostalgic about some of my old romances and some of my memories with like my brother and a little bit with my sisters and some of the times where my mom used to like help me after school and stuff. So that kind of put me in the mood for this game as well. Also, taking a break from Super Metroid, at least running it seriously. I'm still going to dabble with the ROM hacks and stuff for a little bit. But I am taking a break from the normal game. I will be back. I just like saying that phrase, don't I? More reason for me to leave, because then I could say I will be back. I will be back. I had some interesting dreams. I can't really remember them because I haven't been taking note of them lately. The days have been blending together like people like, the blurring together like people say. But I've been having a lot of dreams lately that have like put me in this very nostalgic, romantic sort of mood. So that's kind of also pushed me in this direction. I can't talk when I talk for too long. I cannot fucking talk. Makes me realize like how little I've actually used my voice in my life because people haven't allowed me to use it. You know what I mean? In school, I couldn't use it, and I was overweight, so I never had the same lung capacity that other people had. Same capacity for breath. You name it. There's so many reasons. So now I feel like it's better late than never to work on my voice and like my breath capacity and everything like that. I'm a fucking simp for Dagger, let's be real. We're gonna be real about one thing. I'm a simp for Dagger, just like I'm a simp for Tifa and Aerith. And even Yuffie, also a simp for her. I don't know how we can simp for virtual characters. It's kind of weird. I think it's because real women are just like either too intimidating or they're like just... They don't really connect on a mental level for the most part with men who are very attached to their childhoods of video games and comic books and these animes and these cartoon shows. And I'm not saying that there's no girls that are into that. I'm just saying like... I just feel like guys that fundamentally have a very deep attachment to the nerdiness of being a human in the last 30 years, and the fact that a lot of girls aren't connected to that kind of like puts us off. It like makes it feel like they're not even worthy of love, or they're not even like, they don't understand us, you know? You don't get me, like that kind of thing. But for real, just like we don't understand what makes them tick with their emotions a lot of the times, I feel like they don't treasure us, what makes us special, you know? So we end up aggrandizing, is that a word? We end up like putting like these virtual characters on a pedestal because they embody what we would like to see girls behave like and be like as people, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Not that, like I said, I know there's girls out there, it's just, it's hard to find all the right things in one person for you, and it's not, I don't really think people should be searching for love anyway. I think that's stupid. Because you could be just unlucky and spend your whole life searching and turn up nothing but grief and sadness, you know what I mean? I just don't feel like that's a worthwhile endeavor, even if it might have seemed like it when you were younger and you were horny and you had these big fantasies of life and stuff. Like, leave that to the young ones, you know? Don't tell them, but yeah, that stuff goes away. Those feelings fade and real life sets in and you have a real journey to tackle, you know what I mean? What else? Oh, the Mario RPG has kind of been like pushing me in the RPG direction. I'm interested in, I don't know if I'm going to play that game, but I will at least be watching it and talking about it. So that's that. Been eating a little healthier, a little different lately. It's been pretty good. Trying to figure out, there's some other things about, yeah, I can't really remember why I stopped playing this game. I know I played some stuff on Steam like that like took me away from this game, but I feel like it was more of like an emotional distancing or something that stopped me from finishing it, you know what I mean? I wasn't really bored of the game, I just didn't have any drive to play it anymore. emotionally for some reason. But now that drive is like completely back and probably even stronger than it was at some points back then. Because I don't really even feel like playing an old RPG that I already know how it mostly works. But for some reason, this game means more than that to me, you know? Just kind of, like, even Legend of the Dragoon is kind of like that for me as well. So yeah, that's another thing. This is just a short list of games that I'm, like, very interested in trying to either, like, play some of or play all of them or play whatever I can get through. Legend of Dragoon, Chrono Trigger, finishing my Super Mario RPG playthrough, Final Fantasy V, that old playthrough I got for that game. Hopefully I can finish that one. Hopefully I didn't lose that one or anything. Sea of Stars I'm obviously going to be into. After I finish a lot of those games, I'll be back into stuff. I don't know if I said Legend of Dragoon, that game. I'm probably not going to finish or go back to Final Fantasy VII for a very long time. And if I ever did, I probably would do like a hack of some kind or something. Very interested in starting Tales of Arise. I was kind of waiting for me to finish Fire Emblem Engage, and then I was going to swap over to Tales of Arise. But I haven't played Fire Emblem Engage in a long time now, too. What other RPGs were on my mind? And after a lot of those games, I want to get back to obvious stuff like Eastward, Crosscode, RFL. I'm like pulling these out of my brain. There's another one. There's another one that I can't think of. God damn it. But those kind of games. Kind of sad that I stopped playing Cathedral. I had a really good time with that game. I'm not really sure. I was at like a crossroads, and that was like a good spot to take a break. I got into something. I think it was Fire Emblem that stopped me. So I can't even remember what I played like a month ago. The days are blending together so hard, it's crazy. I don't understand why it's like that, honestly. I'm gonna need a freaking snack after this crap. I might even just two-part this episode and put it all together so I can make sure that the recording goes well. What else? Yeah, there's obviously a lot of games on the horizon that I'm like very dead set on playing. Mario Bros. Wonder, I got high hopes for that game. Hollow Knight, I'm just like, I can't get that game off of my mind. Yeah, somebody in the chat said something about Hollow Knight, like it was overrated, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I didn't say nothing to him, but I feel like that's just a bad take. I mean, like, did you even try to have some fun in Path of Pain? Like, even if you don't finish Path of Pain, it's a lot of fun. The White Tower itself is fun, or I think that's what it's called. White Palace, I forget, I don't remember. Yeah, you could argue there's like some dated aspects to the game, but overall, for the time and the price, it was like a cheap game too. It wasn't even like a full price game. It was just so fucking good. Anyone who says it's not good, it has like nostalgia eyes for some of the worst games ever or something. Like, I don't understand. Like, people who say that game isn't good, like, don't even have anything that they, like, what's so much better than Hollow Knight, you know what I mean? There's nothing. Like, the dude said Rogue Legacy 2, and I'm sure that game is fun, but that game is way different than Hollow Knight, and I'm sure it doesn't have the same precision platform. I guarantee it doesn't have the same precision platforming enjoyment that Hollow Knight has. I guarantee it. So you can't argue that it's just straight up better than Hollow Knight. Like, I don't care what anyone says. That's stupid. And no offense to the guy. The guy was fine. It's just, that opinion, I fucking hate that opinion, you know? Like, you can be like, well, Hollow Knight's not the most amazing Metroidvania, but I think it's a good game. Like, to me, that's a fair assessment. But if you say anything worse than that, you're just, like, wrong, you know? So, like, you have a shit opinion on video games. And then with that said, like, even if you did think Hollow Knight 1 was overrated, if you even gave Silksong a chance, like, did you see some of the fucking mechanics and the interesting things they're adding? Like, you know what I mean? It don't look like it's gonna be overrated, you know? Just like Crowsworn, just by the small bits of footage of that game looked fucking awesome. I don't know if that game's still happening, but it showed that there was potential for other developers to make something that was better than the first Hollow Knight, you know what I mean? You could argue that that game looked like it was at least going to be as good as the first Hollow Knight mechanically, if not better, you know? And now that Silksong, it looks like it's about to one-up the fuck out of Hollow Knight, there's a good chance that more Metroidvanias follow suit, you know? And similar games like 2D action platformers with Metroidvania elements, which are... There's a lot of those these days, too. I might actually end the recording and take a short walk and then come back and just stitch together. So there's actually some gameplay in the video. It is very much a Final Fantasy IX centered commentary, though. Right at the end of the day. We're all here because of this game. What else is going on? I wouldn't have thought 2 years ago that we would have a nice new dog with us, you know? Our dog Cooper's been super cool. One of the sweetest dogs you ever seen. Sometimes he gets a little feisty, but who doesn't like a little feisty when they're always a sweetheart later on, you know? But yeah, that's been a little bit about our dog. I haven't loved a dog that much since our last dog, you know? Seems like our dogs just get better and better. As much as I love them and I think that the next dog isn't going to do it for me anymore, somehow the new dog surprises me and it's a great little pooch, you know? What else are we talking about? Yeah, one thing that's kind of been like a strong lesson for me that I just don't think I'll ever completely agree with, because it just frustrates me, but I feel like you can't really ever depend on somebody, and it's super frustrating, because like everyone I ever tried to depend on in my life, or I wanted to like have a good life where we share time with, always just seems to like drift away, or things go south. or something always seems to ruin it all, you know what I mean? And I know the obvious answer is you gotta be able to depend on yourself. I'm not stupid. I'm just saying, like, that's been bothering me a lot in the last year or so, especially the last 6 months. It's like people who say that they're gonna start a business with you, or they say that they love you, or they say they're gonna be there forever, or they act like they're gonna be your friend for so long, and then one day they're just never there again. And there's just like always these weird, and it's not even just to me, like I see it happen with other people too. Like I even see people talk about it like on the internet and stuff, about how that happens to them in their lives, especially when they're going from like the age 20 to 40 range. So that's kind of been something that's been like a weight on my shoulders, a weight on my soul for a while or whatever. I guess I just don't always know what to do about that. Feels like I just have to keep going for myself, no matter how tough life gets, and fuck, if somebody's there at some point that I can be there for, that's what I can do, you know what I mean? Like, that's just, I feel like I have to sit there and face that reality every day, and it's frustrating to me because it actively opposes what I would like deep down, you know? A great connection with the people who matter, some teamwork, that's about it, you know what I mean? But, yeah. Halo, I'm not going to get into that. I reconnected with a couple different old friends, and that was fun, but I just feel like that community is going nowhere, and there's just too many sad, fucked up people there to really make it worth it, you know? That's about all there is to that community. I'll most likely be a Halo streamer at some point when I live in the city one day or something like that, but until then, I'm not going to be much of the Halo player, you know, that most people, or that a lot of people think of me as. What else? Kind of taking a break from Smash Bros. Not exactly sure when I'm going to get back into that. Which is kind of stupid because I just bought the DLC. But, you know. So much to do, can't do it all every day, you know. Just going with the flow a lot of the times. Let's talk a little bit about those kettle-cooked jalapeno potato chips, you know what I'm talking about? That shit is good. If only I would have if only I could have taught myself to enjoy hot food as a kid, man. I would have been into that shit. Now, as a kid, I never thought I would, like, be into spicy foods or anything like that. And the older I get, I feel like the more I get into them. I don't have like a high heat tolerance, but, you know, I can handle the jalapeno level. Which are actually fucking hot. I don't care if there's weirdos who go out there and burn the fuck out of their mouths. If you down a bag of jalapeno chips or like Takis or something, that's pretty fucking hot, you know what I mean? Like, that's already hot to the point where you're like losing some of the flavor because your mouth is so hot. So, I mean, how much farther do you really want to go, you know? These people literally just want to put battery acid on their fucking tongue. I seen this douche online who like had a bunch of fucking wasps in his mouth, and he like let them out of his mouth, and I was like, yeah, fuck this shit, dude. Once I seen that, I was like so pissed at watching YouTube videos. Like, I don't want to see this fucking shit, dude. I don't care how much courage that takes. I don't want to fucking see that shit ever again. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take a walk here in a second. Or, I don't know, maybe I should stick it out. I'll stick it out. Because I want to go eat a snack after. I don't want to come back and play this more. You know I want to eat a snack. So yeah. Overall, I had some tough times this year, but I think I like where things are going now more than ever. There's like a lot of interesting things popping into the horizon of my life that I just gotta believe in, and I think things are gonna go well. I think that's most of the stuff I wanted to talk about. I originally was going to talk a lot about more about leaving Halo yet again, and I feel like anyone at my level is like constantly retiring and unretiring from that game. Not that there's a lot of people at my level though. And there might not be anyone, who knows? Might just be me at the top. Who knows? You never know. Yeah, too many haters though. You've never seen somebody so good at something just to only to receive that much hate. That's all I'm saying. Elsewhere, you see people with half my skill getting like twice the compliments. I beat a pro player. Well, I look at his stream. Well, there's like 5,000 comments a game about how amazing he is, and people are like freaking out about how good he is. And then meanwhile, next match he searches and he finds me and he loses. Or he searches and he finds me and we're on the same team and I carry him. Nobody's coming around and complimenting me even one time, you know what I mean? It's a weird fucking sad world out there where people fanboy over the dumbest shit. So some interesting things are, I'm probably going to get a laptop at some point, especially as I take ROM hacking and coding and game design more seriously. And that will most likely really kick off right around Black Friday, and I'll get a laptop or something. I'll most likely break down and get a laptop around then. Probably sell off some things as well. Some tech and stuff. Gonna get a bigger monitor at some point so I can play these casual games with a nicer monitor. Especially now that I don't really give a fuck about Halo the same way I used to, so it doesn't really matter to me if I have like a monitor that's the perfect size for Halo or whatever. So that's nice. That'll be fun. Get a monitor, get a laptop, might get some other tech stuff, some games, might buy some games at the Steam Winter Sale, that'll be fun. Might buy some used games off of eBay, like Dragon Quest, I think 11. I don't remember which one it is. Stuff like that. Trials of Mana. Other games like that. Yeah, I think that's mostly everything I wanted to talk about. I was probably going to talk a little bit more about some of my family troubles and stuff, but I don't really even care at this point. I'll never learn my lesson, so whatever. It's always going to be fucking family drama, whether I like it or not, and there's always going to be family members who sometimes act like they're there for you, and then other times you can completely tell that they're absolutely not there for you, even in the slightest, you know? And that's just how it goes. You can't get mad at them for it. You can't even get mad at yourself for feeling anger about it. You can't do anything. It's just impossible to deal with. It's one of those things in life where you just fucking have to take the pain of it and run with it. That's all you can do. You have to keep the ball rolling. If you don't have the ball rolling when that shit hits you, it's probably going to make you angry, or it's probably going to make you bitter, or it's probably going to ruin a relationship, or it's probably going to make you fuck up your life somehow, in some way, you know. Been having a really fun time watching stuff on YouTube, like Abroad in Japan. And it's been farthering my interest in Japanese culture. I never thought I would be so into another culture, honestly. It's kind of funny. I almost feel like it's another life that I live when I'm interested in Japanese culture, and I don't really tell anyone about it that much. And a lot of other things, food videos and game videos. Jacob R. I like that guy's channel. I've been watching a lot of stuff on YouTube. It's been fun. I was just watching a lot of Super Metroid, but now Oats got like a world record, and Zost isn't streaming all that much, so I just watched a couple of the little smaller runners, and that's about it. I'm gonna stick around for the smaller runners for a while, but I'm not gonna be too into the Twitch Super Metroid community at the moment. But I do really enjoy everyone though. They're all cool people from what I've seen. The only reason I was going to talk about this is something else I was going to talk about, my Super Metroid speedruns, because I haven't really talked about those much at all. I'll talk about them a little bit, and then I'm going to start playing, and then I'm going to shut up and catch you guys in a future commentary. But yeah, Super Metroid, it was really fun. I think there's a lot of potential still, and it's a lot of fun. The only problem I do have with it is I'm not that keen on redoing the boss fights over and over and over, and it's not that interesting to me. So that's kind of what holds me back from like wanting to commit to some crazy grind or anything like that. Also, I really enjoy some of the, from what I've seen and what I've played of the best ROM hacks. They're actually really fun, and probably even worth some casual speedruns. But the problem I do have with getting too attached to Super Metroid, like I want to do some ROM hacks for the game, but after that I want to ditch it because I just don't want to be locked into, you know, I can only use this boss. I can only use these mechanics. I can only change this about the game. I can only, you know what I mean? I don't even know if you could even design a new boss, even if you knew how to. I don't even know if it's possible, you know? So I am going to put some time into ROM hacking that game. That will very much likely be the first game that I ROM hack ever in my life. But at the same time, I'll most likely move on to game design and like 3D projects, coding, ROM hacking like Mario World and Link to the Past. So that's most likely my trajectory for the next 5 years or whatever. And like where things are gonna go from year to year and everything. But yeah, I really like Super Metroid. I just wish that there was Super Metroid Maker, you know what I mean? I want to design content for the game, and I will, but at the same time, I'm not going to get so fucking attached to it that the rest of my life as a game developer is going to be just ROM hacking that game, you know what I mean? Even though that wouldn't be the worst life ever, it's just, I don't really like the idea of being limited to a certain set of bosses and a certain set of content, you know what I mean? That doesn't interest me to be limited to that for the rest of my life, is what I'm saying. And I know if I approached it with that mindset of sticking it out with like one game or something, that it would just drive me crazy that I didn't go on and do more things. So anyways, that's kind of what I've been thinking about with the Super Metroid and the speed runs. The ROM hack Ascension is Super Metroid Ascent, it's called. That is like a very sick ROM hack. I'll most likely review it in a future commentary, but so far it's been like a 9.5 out of 10. It's super good. Actually, I could almost argue that I like a lot of parts of it more than the original Super Metroid. There's a couple things that I missed and I kind of lost some content in that game because I skipped through the first area too fast, but it's all good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna hop into some Final Fantasy IX, and I'll do commentary about this game too as we go along. This profile, or this file that I stole off the internet, or the save file, I should say. It's basically right where I was, and the levels are a little different, and I think the characters that I'm using are not quite the same, but it's all good. I don't remember too much about that run anyway. I remember I was trying to save up money and stuff, but I can't really remember much else. It does feel a little bit like cheating, but I mean, what can I do? I literally don't have that save file anymore. I don't know what happened to it. I think I accidentally saved over it or something. And I think that's mostly it. Yeah. One thing that I'll most likely be talking about and doing soon is finding a game that I know Doom Eternal is definitely one of them that I like, but I also want something else that is something I could take very, like, somewhat serious on the mouse and keyboard, because I have a nice mouse that I want to use. So that's one thing that has been on my mind for a while. I really like Resident Evil 4 Remake, but I can only run that game so many times before I don't want to redo it, you know. There's like no extra areas to visit, there's no extra content. I still think that game for me, it was a 10 out of 10 game, but you know, there's only so much you can play as a single player game, in my opinion. Some people go crazy with it, but that's not me. I'm not like that. And I don't think I'll ever be like that either. I got one life. I'm not going to sit there and beat a game to death. I think that's the stupidest way to play video games. I did that as a kid, and I thought it was like the right thing to do or something, because Halo 3 was a great game, but it's not the right thing to do. It's absolutely not the right thing to do. Just losing out on so many more fun experiences and awesome things that could change your life for the better, and probably will. And even if they don't, they were still fun experiences. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a lose-lose scenario if you go down rabbit holes. You don't want to go down rabbit holes. There's only a very few certain things you would want to, you know, go that deep with, right? Something that really matters to you in your life that you that, you know, like me with Halo. Like, there's a reason I went that deep with it. It was a big part of my life. It was something that always made sense to me. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I talked to my sister recently, and that was nice. Gave me some hope for the future and everything, and that's pretty much everything for me. And Mike on the mic. It's nice to be back on the commentaries a little bit. I definitely want to get back into the Street Fighter 6 community before I like miss it like I did with the Guilty Gear community. I feel like I'm already missed like a good year of being a part of the Strive community, which is sad. I do want to get back into that game. But now I'm starting to feel like that was Street Fighter 6, so I got to get back into that. Sometimes I just wish I could like freeze frame life for just like a few months and just like really meticulously do all the things that I want to do and like not have it eat away my life, you know what I mean? Just for a little bit. If only. But yeah, I had a really good time watching EVO, and the Street Fighter 6 tournament was actually super badass. And I'm a huge fan of Punk to God. Maximilian hasn't been playing that game anymore, which is kind of sad, but I kind of knew he was going to do that. He never stick to anything anymore. Not that I can't either. I can't either. For a guy who's supposed to be a fighting game YouTuber, he's more fun now for me to watch as like when he plays through a game like Resident Evil 4 or something. Like, I really want to watch him play Lords of the Fallen for some reason. I don't even know if I want to buy Lords of the Fallen. But I like Maximilian Dude so much that I want to watch him play Lords of the Fallen. You know what I mean? And I don't usually watch people play games unless I'm going to play that too. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to hop into Final Fantasy IX, and I'll see you guys in a future commentary, probably for this game, and maybe Sea of Stars. I'll do some or something. A lot of games on the horizon, a lot of changes in my life. I'll keep you guys updated in the next 2 months. We'll do at least a couple commentaries. And yeah, that's mostly it. So much love to you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. Sayonara. So you guys know, just like keep saying goodbye in a bunch of different languages. My box controller like was glitching or something on this PlayStation emulator. It was super frustrating. That was another thing that was a roadblock for this. Now I'm playing on a freaking Xbox One controller. And the buttons are remapped, so they're not in the right spot. They're like remapped in with the re-WASD software and stuff. They're mapped to my Halo settings or whatever. Trying to think of any last minute things that... Not really much. I'm just kind of eating away some time until some of these big releases come out and I can like really dive into the scene of like Maximilian Dude, other YouTubers that I watch play Let's Plays, maybe Lords of the Fallen, Hollow Knight, Mario Wonder. I'm going to be watching Caleb Hart play Mario RPG most likely. So that'll be something I talk about and have some fun with. I'll most likely be playing some Street Fighter 6 and Guilty Gear Strive at some point when I feel like... Probably when I feel like I want some competitive games, but I don't want to play Halo. So that'll happen sometime soon. Because I do like playing sweaty games. I just don't always like dealing with the Halo community. So I can't only get my sweaty fix from that community, you know? But yeah, my voice is cooked. I can't talk anymore. It's all the talking I want to do for a fucking week. So a lot of things coming up. When I get that laptop, I'm most likely going to be recording some Super Nintendo games straight onto the laptop from the CRT TV and everything, or from the original hardware. I'll most likely break down at some point and buy like a special Super Nintendo cartridge and stuff like that. Some Super Nintendo controllers off of eBay. I might even learn how to repair them slightly. Make some videos about that. There's a good chance I'll make like some brickboard controllers of my own. There's a good chance I buy one of those retro consoles that, like, I think that one of them's called, like, sorry, I ate some food before. I'm burping up a storm. They have, like, I think one's called, like, the Super NT. There's, like, those retro consoles that, like, I don't know if they have HDMI ports or what's so much better about them, but they're, like, new age retro consoles or something. I don't know. I don't even know how that's legal, but somehow they're doing it. And yeah, that's most of the stuff. There's always more. I know there's like 10 other things that I'm not thinking about right now, but like some stuff on Steam that I gotta get back to, on my Steam games that I gotta get back to, and it just goes on and on. It's crazy. I never thought like I would get so back into video games that it's actually like a fucking mountain of video games. It's actually unplayable. There's no way I could ever do it, but I can at least try, you know what I mean? Like, that's literally where it is, where it's at. Like, for example, a couple weeks ago I was really interested in trying Donkey Kong Country Returns and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I don't know why. Like, I know I love those games because I remember enjoying the beginning levels that I played. But there was some reason I was just, like, obsessed with them for, like, a day, and I like, debated, like, getting into them for the YouTube channel all of a sudden, but we'll do that eventually. Out of the blue. Just randomly, some old game I never really played. So crap, that's all I can really... Yeah, I took a break from Fire Emblem Engage, Fire Emblem Three Houses. I already talked about that in some commentaries. That game was great. Kind of don't like when they split these campaigns into multiple campaigns, because I don't really want to play more than one, you know. Kind of feel bad for not finishing Fire Emblem Fates, because that game is actually really fun, and I like the characters and everything about it, but we'll be back. I played so many freaking Fire Emblem games, you know, I gotta give myself a break at some point. I don't know if I'm gonna sell my Fire Emblem games on eBay after I finish Engage. I like them, but I just no, I'm just kidding. It's really tough because I'm like attached to them sentimentally, but I really don't think I'm gonna play them again. We'll see. I'll most likely sell them just to like get some profit back that I can dump into some other video games. Or not profit, but get some of my money back, and it'll be worth it. That's like the good thing about buying like first-party Nintendo Switch games, is because they retain their value really well. You can basically rent games. It's almost like cheating. You can basically rent games by buying them and then selling them quickly after you beat them for like the same price almost. Okay, I can't put this off any longer. I'm getting a little nappy. I'm wanting to take a walk here before I get too sleepy, and I want to eat a snack and digest that shit before I go to bed. There's a lot of stuff to do still, so. I still want to play some Sea of Stars and give that game a good shot. That game always makes me think of stuff like Bug Fables and Chrono Trigger and Aurafell and Eastward, and there's another one that I'm trying to think of. I know Rise of the... Octopath Traveler is one of those that is kind of up that alley. It's a good game like that. I don't know what took me away from that game. That game was fun. There's always... You always got to keep the ball rolling. There's no shame in putting something down and picking up something else. That's... You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to... I'm feeling ready to pick up my ukulele and my guitar again and get going on those. I'm feeling ready to do a lot of interesting things that I had let go in my past and stuff like that. So yeah, without farther ado, I'm going to hop into Final Fantasy 9 for a little bit here. I don't know, 15, 30 minutes or something. And then the next episode is going to be all gameplay and stuff. So thanks a bunch for tuning in, guys. And we'll catch you guys down the road. Much love.